peace and happiness.
So thankful and grateful for your beautiful presence. Thank you for being. Yeah. Let go, love. Let go of past love opens a door of new possibilities. Are you holding on to an old relationship? Release it and you'll find peace and the potential for new love. That's dominant energy for our message today, is to let go of old love. Spirit is guiding us to do this. Spirit was involved in why the old love is the old love. Just like they're involved in the new love that's ready to come through. So today is a love message. Let's see what Spirit will reveal about this love that's coming through today. I see Golden Amazon with us. Yay. Let me see. First card out we have is the Page of Swords. You've been wondering. I'm getting that you've been wondering. You've been questioning. Okay. You've been wondering. You've been questioning. What have you been wondering and questioning about? Show me more. About the Ace of Swords. Is it true? Is it true? Is it true? Is what true? Let's find out. Is what true? You've been wondering and questioning. Is it true? Is what true? The Four of Swords. Is it go time? Is it really time to get out there? Yeah. They're showing me this TikTok I saw, and it was like the kid from Home Alone. And he's like, I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of you, until he sees the guy and he's like, ah, and he runs, right? And the caption was like, me when I think I'm ready to get back out there and start dating and then see what's really out there. So you're like, is it true that it's time to get back out there again? Is it true that it's time to show my face again? The bottom of the deck right now is Temperance, and it is speaking about divine timing and connecting and switching things to something better. Something gets switched to something better. So yeah, that's what I see so far. As you've been asking, is it really time for me to put myself out there again and give it another shot? Well, let's see what is awaiting you. Let's see what's awaiting you. Is it going to make you cut and run? Let's see. The Wanderer. Oh. The Wanderer. Well, first off, when you go out there, like, I see you more putting yourself out there on your own and not really knowing. Again, this is like, I don't know if this is really, yeah. I don't know if this is really the time. I don't know how this is going to go. I don't know what I'm going to find. But at the end of the day, you can do whatever you want to do. They're saying you can do whatever you want to do. With the King of Stars, King of Pentacles energy below, but the way it's coming through, look at the stars flowing through the crown, right? So it's like you're being inspired. You are being inspired. You're being inspired to go somewhere you haven't been, do something you haven't done. Welcome, Noise and Jenny. Let's see what's waiting for you. First off, you're going to have to go. Okay, you're going to have to go. And then, boom, divine timing. The road is shown as you get out. So I see somebody who is like, fine, I'll go somewhere, but I don't know where I'm going. You get in your car, you're like, I'm just gonna drive. And as you start driving, like you get this vision, intuitive hit, download of, okay, turn here, go straight, turn there, right? And so it's like driving directions, like Spirit has become your GPS. Yeah. Okay. And the full moon. Interesting. So is this happening on the full moon? But there's a key there. So it's key that you listen to these driving directions when you get them. It's very key that you listen to the driving directions, because it's like you're going to be guided step by step. Who to talk to, where to go, when to go. I'm hearing even what to wear and the way you style your hair. It's all going to be given to you. And it's key that you listen to your intuition. Okay. 5 of Moons. You know, they said you already know what it feels like when you don't, and then you were like, damn, I had the idea, I should have did that. I should have did what I thought about, but I didn't think that it would work. I didn't think that it was valid. I thought it was just an idea. So this 5 of Moons, 5 of Cups energy is actually giving me the idea that you have before been guided by Spirit, and it was part of your training process, so you would understand what that intuitive guidance system sounds like, so you would know when you're being told to go this way, that way, turn this way, go that, wear this, all this different stuff, right? And when you didn't listen in the past, they're saying, yeah, that was very, like, it stood out in your consciousness. It was very eye-opening for you. Very eye-opening for you. Like, they're showing me the time when, this was so many years ago, I was sitting in my salon, a client came in, and as she hit the door, I heard, ask if there's any new children in the family. And I'm arguing with spirit in my head saying, I'm not asking that. Who asked that question? That's a weird question. I'm not going to do that. And then as soon as she got from the door to the chair and sat down, the first thing out of her mouth was, did I tell you that Nani was pregnant? And I'm like, what? Oh, so you have a new kid in the family. And that was something that stood out very strong in my consciousness. Like, even if it doesn't make sense, even if people don't say that, even if people don't act, like, you're right, so do it. And so there's pointing out experiences like that for you, where you had something on your mind to say or do or bring or create. And had you just taken the chance to listen to that ever so subtle voice, you would have been on point. You would have beat them to the punch. It's like, they're showing me the way she would have reacted if I had asked her that when she walked in, instead of waiting for her to tell me, would have been really different than her reaction was when I was like, oh, so there is new kids in your family. Okay. She had no idea what was going on, but I did, right? And so that moment, I always remember that when I hear random things. And so they're saying you've had similar experiences too, where you knew something, I heard, that was nonsensical, like no logic, no reasons, no definable cause for you to know it, to understand it, to get this information that wasn't really, it didn't even really apply to you. And in any way that did, there was no reason you should have known that, but you knew. And if you had just listened, it would have turned out a little bit differently than the fact that you didn't listen. And they're showing me sometimes it costs you money, sometimes it costs you time, sometimes it costs you an experience that you could have avoided completely. And so through that, it was, I heard, not so detrimental. Even if the experience wasn't pleasant, it was not so endangering, but it was part of a training process. So that this time when your spirit's like, nope, don't go over there. Don't sit in that seat. Go sit in that seat over there. Like, you will listen. And it is something of significance that you listen now. It matters now. And so that's why it's happening. So what do you find? You find the Queen of Wands, okay? You have the hand with the crystal in it. Okay. Queen of Wands is Leo, Aries, Sagittarius energy. Show me more about this Queen of Wands, okay? I'm seeing a creative person, somebody who's very passionate, outgoing, outspoken, ambitious, driven, creative. What can you show me about this Queen of Wands? Queen of Wands, 10 of Moons, 10 of Cups energy. Well, this Queen of Wands is somebody who really delights in their connection with you. The connection with you is something that they truly desire, wish, and hoped for, okay? Their feeling is Ace of Stars. Well, this is interesting because they're feeling you. They're feeling you and your stability and your reality and I'm hearing your flair, your presentation. It's like you stand out amongst the crowd. You stand out, okay? You stand out and you're noticeable. You look like gold. You feel like gold. You feel like a big shiny gold coin when they look at you. The Hermit. This person notices that you're by yourself. Again, there's this energy of you going out and traveling and doing these things by yourself. And I do see it being in the nighttime with that moonlight there. Of course, this deck is moon-centric. However, yeah, they see you out by yourself. They're like, oh, they're by themselves. I heard too. So this is somebody who's by themselves. And so here you are by yourself too. And with the Ace of Moons, Ace of Cups energy, like They have to. They can't stop themselves. Boy, this person's saying yes to you every way. This person wants to say yes to you in every way. So now they're saying, well, let's investigate what's the purpose of this connection. Because remember, there's a reason and a season and a lesson and a blessing. So let's start with the reason for this connection. What's the reason? Okay. The reason is the Chariot. Okay, so they're showing me that this connection with this Queen of Wands is actually the one that you're let go of. So whether it was male or female, fire sign energy, this person connection was the reason for this connection. And so they're like, yeah, we're talking about the past right now. I'm like, okay, well, y'all didn't say that before. Well, they want you to understand that the reason for this in the past was literally so you could overcome it. So you could see how to take appropriate action in a situation. There's somebody here who was saying yes to you all the way. They're very passionate about you in some sort of way. But the purpose for this connection actually was to let this person see what it feels like to be in a balanced and reciprocal love connection. Also to show them the value of their emotions and help them choose themselves is literally what I'm saying. To help them to understand that people come and go in their life. So if that's what we're letting go of, Spirit, you already said that you were bringing in some new energy. So let's see what you're replacing this with. Who or what are you replacing this Queen of Wands energy with? Who or what is this Queen of Wands being replaced with? And we have, the Six of Swords. Leo, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy. And I just said the word Leo, so that's still significant. Six of Swords, this is like ease in walking away. Easy walking away. What's it being replaced with? There's somebody here who walks away really easy. There's somebody here who doesn't like to fight. This Queen of Wands energy is being replaced by a person who doesn't like to argue, doesn't like to fight, and they refuse to do it. I hear they understand that there is a devaluing of themselves as they do this, okay? And so they won't engage in arguments. They're like, I'm not trying to fight. I'm not trying to fight with anybody. If I have to fight to keep you, then why do I want you? Is the vibe that they're giving me. Yeah. They're like, if they don't feel the same way I do, why would I do that? Six of Wands. This person really is recognized. Like people, they will fight for their attention, but they get nowhere with this person. This is somebody who is recognized as having come through a lot of challenges in their life. They've been through a lot of battles. They've been through a lot of wars. This is somebody who, like, people look at them and they know, like, don't mess with that one. That one doesn't, I heard that one's not going to slow down for you. That one's not going to slow down for you, okay? The Three of Wands. This person believes that there is something better for them, even if they can't see it. They're not going to fall for the BS. They're not going to fall for the okadoke, and they're never going to devalue themselves or accept something just because it's there, okay? The Sun. This person, they have a very positive mindset. They know how to see the bright side of everything. I heard even every time they have to walk away, this person knows how to see the bright side of having to walk away from situations, from people, from circumstances. This person is very self-sufficient. This person knows how to keep their own vibes up. This person knows how to fulfill themselves. They're not looking for somebody to fill them. They're a self-generated energy. This person knows that they are high value. This person is very conscious of who and what they are. They have a high level of self-awareness and self-love, I hear. And so they keep a high vibe. They keep a positive outlook. And they keep looking for the best. I heard, because the best is yet to come. The best is always yet to come, I hear. There's always best yet to come. No matter how good it gets, it keeps getting better, I hear. Okay. And the 10 of Wands. This person is very accountable and very spiritual. And so one of the things that I'm hearing attracts this person to you is that spiritual and real life, action-wise, action-related accountability. So this person is interested in the fact that you are holding yourself accountable spiritually and you hold yourself accountable for your actions. Everybody doesn't do that. There is a divine plan in orchestration here. So let me see the reason for this situation here, please. The reason is the High Priestess. This is giving me the guidance of what we had just been talking about Spirit saying, go here, go there, turn this way, turn that way, wear this, do your hair that way, blah, 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 all these different things. And so the purpose of this is to really get in tune with that inner voice and to know, and then to follow through with what you know. Okay. So if that's the reason, they said, well, what's the season? What's the season for this? The season is 8 of Swords, focus. Oh, they're saying winter time. The season is winter time, and they're saying the season is your focus, and you know that what you hold in your hand has to do with all the ideas that run through your mind. And so you're very aware of that. Okay, so very attentive to your thoughts. Okay, what's the lesson in this? They're saying, what's the lesson in this? What's the lesson in this? The lesson is the Star. And I hear the better it gets, the better it gets. And there's always more to come. There's always more good stuff on the way. There's always more in believing. I'm hearing in your faith. I'm hearing your faith. Yeah, your faith was key, because you had this inner knowing that nobody could combat. To believe that there was something better, to believe that the universe loves and supports you, to believe that you actually can hold in your hand what you can see with your mind, with your heart, and your energy, okay? To know that there's greater things here for you. That there is no, I'm hearing that there is no loss in the divine mind, that there is only a replacement with something of equal or greater value, okay? That you are blessed, safe, and protected to explore your world, to have these experiences, to go out and, yes, to go out and have these experiences. Okay. All right. So let's see what's the blessing in this. What's the beautiful thing that you receive in this? The 9 of Wands. It's a confirmation of your strength. It's a confirmation of your strength. So I'm going to say this right now, because I can hear you asking, like, is this your forever person? I don't see forever person. Show me, you know, what's the extent of this relationship, of this connection? Justice. Justice. Oh, this is some relationship where the extent of it is realizing for you. And justice could be taken in a lot of ways. Like, some of y'all might read into it and say, like, oh yeah, you're gonna do a contract, you'll sign paperwork together or something like that. But that's not what they're telling me. They're saying this is for you to understand that you've changed your karma, that you've changed situations, that you're not any longer just attracting people who need to heal from you. Because I'm hearing that's what you had done. You attracted people who didn't see their worth, who didn't have self-love. And so they were drawn to you so you could teach, so you could emit that energy, so you could transmit those soul codes. So you could transmit those soul codes. So for you, this is showing, like, I'm hearing like you've done so much of that. This is showing you like you're not in the same process of doing that right now, okay? When this connection unfolds, it's not showing you the process of doing that, because remember, you're now dealing with somebody who has broken through the wall. Just another brick in the wall. No, they broke through a bunch of bricks in the wall, so much that they could see the light of day. This person has awareness. This person has self-confidence. This person has their own shine. They have their own shine just like you do. All right. Well, let me see. Let me see. And we have the Empress coming out. So somebody's really not going to like what I'm going to say, but it is really a beautiful energy, because they're saying, yeah, as the high value flower, that flower, it's like, flower of the universe. and child of mine. Okay, so Flower of the Universe, Sade song. Go check it out. But they're saying, like, as a flower of the universe, do you know how many can be pollinated by you with all these busy bees running around you? That's the energy that I'm seeing. Like, you come into one's lives and a pollination happens. Pollination, what is that? It's where the fertilizing happens so that new growth can happen. So even though you're not there to teach them how to value themselves and self-love, you're still pollinating energy. I'm hearing you're so potent, you can't help but do so. And in this Empress energy, you do receive what you deserve. I'm hearing you do receive what you deserve. You receive your match. Decorations, I heard tinsel, okay. Again, your heart is going to guide you to act, to go, to get out and go somewhere. And this is your angels, ancestors, and guides moving you to take a risk. You're like, why am I going over here? While you're going, you're going to be thinking, why am I going over here? Why do I want to go over here? This doesn't make any sense. And that's where you're going to meet your new person. That's where you're going to meet a new passion. This person is going to see you as high value. This person is somebody who has no problem putting themselves out there, taking the risk and going for things. Okay, that's what I see. Let me see some more. There's a divine plan in place here. And this divine plan is been up until now, until you meet this person, the divine plan has been for you to be so protective of your energy. Like, you've literally had to be by yourself. And you've wondered, how long do I have to be by myself? Why do I have to be by myself? I shouldn't have to be by myself. Trust and believe you did have to be by yourself, because again, they're using the illustration of the cake. You don't want it if it's not fully baked. And then once it's fully baked, you have to take it out of the pan. You have to let it cool and then you can frost it and decorate it, right? They said you want the whole shebang. You do want the whole shebang. So this baking time, wherever it was for you, it was for the other two. Let it cook. Let it cook fully. Don't try to rush it. Don't try to get it before it's ready to deliver all that it was meant to be for you, okay? Yeah, because, wow, look, the world is here. And I don't know if you heard it, but I just heard some little crotch rocket bikes. And I can still hear them zooming by. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, boom, things take off. Like, this is everything. Yeah, this person sees I heard you're a winner, okay? I heard, I want me a trophy, a trophy. Okay, what Future is singing about a trophy, like, they see you as a prize. They see you as high value. They see you as what everybody wanted. Not that you're actually like a trophy, right? But they see you with trophy energy. Everybody in the competition wants a fucking trophy, but only one person gets that trophy. And they feel like they won the prize. That's their perspective of meeting you. They're like, oh, wow, this is why all that shit didn't work out. This is why all them people were the lame game. Oh, yeah, this is why all them people were the lame game. I see you, Cross. Yeah. And, you know, when they see you, they see that, wow, you really got yourself together. You really know yourself. Like, you're really a whole person. What do you know? A whole person, just like me. Wow. And that is, wow, it's almost sad that that's such a huge accomplishment. Being a whole person is such a big deal. So many people are out here looking for their other half, and I'm like, hold on, honey. I'm a whole person. You better get yourself all the way together. Like, you looking for somebody to be something for you that they can't never really be. They can never be the other half of you. You have to be all of you, fully integrated. That was the energy they were giving us when we saw that chariot, fully integrated, your light and your shadow. You ain't afraid of your sun or your shadow, baby. Yeah, you know. And so, like I said, you've been asking, is it true? Is it true that it's time for me to get out there? They're saying, yes, it is time for you to get out there. And I see a confirmation of how far you've come and the fact that you're attracting different energy. And then I see somebody coming in that really is prepared and ready. Yeah, prepared. 9 of stars. This person is single and ready to mingle. Yeah, they could, somebody here, they have a ring on their pointer finger on their left hand, and they don't even know that that's literally what that ring placement means, is like single and ready to mingle. They're ready to date, okay? And maybe you wear that too, but they just gave that to me. The strength card is at the bottom of the deck. What was necessary for all this to unfold was a realization, like, I'm not just going for everybody. Yeah. I don't want someone who's for everybody. I just want to be the only one, only one. I don't want someone who's for everybody. I just want to be your only one, only one. So that's the energy, like you held back until you realize like somebody could be the only one, and you were going to be the only one to catch that. And I told you, like, with this person, you stand out as different amongst the crowd. In the place, you stand out as different. You are not you don't come a dime a dozen, baby. No, you're not the average, you're not the basic, you're not the normal, what they have encountered before. You stand out as different. I heard, and it has everything to do with your own authenticity, because you're not trying to follow the trend. You know who you are. You show up authentically in your energy. And again, a big part of that was not falling for the BS, because the strength card always trumps the devil, which means you've realized, like, yeah, of course they want me, but that doesn't mean they're ready for me, because a lot of people will do that. Oh, I'm so attracted to you. I mean, we should start dating. And you're just like, yeah, I'm not feeling it. You finally learned how to say, yeah, I'm not feeling it. Yeah, I understand you feel that way, but it's just, yeah, you're not the one for me. Or I'm not ready to date you, which is true. They take it as you're not ready to date. Oh, you're totally ready to date, just not them. So in this strength card, you had to learn to stand up for yourself and not fall for the pressure from the ones that just really want to be with you. Wow, look, because a magician, I see that in your past, that was one of your issues. Like, well, they really want to be with me. Maybe I should just give them a chance and go ahead and connect with them. But from this place of power, like, you're materializing somebody who actually can hold hands with you and walk for a while. Y'all could go together for a while. That's the energy. What else? The Hierophant. Some of you are going to enter a long-term higher level commitment with this person, but all of you, wherever this commitment really happens, wherever this situation unfolds, where you attract somebody who could hold hands and actually go with you for a while, right? This is all due to that spiritual authority. Again, so this is a connection that has spiritual connection. So you know that's not it if they just want to get in your pants. You know that's not it if you speak about the universe and the laws of the universe and power and energy and they don't know what the fuck you're talking about. It's not the one. It's not the one. This is somebody that you could stay up until you can't stay up no more. And y'all just talk about life and energy and magic and power and the universe and all of these empowering things. That's who this person is. That's what their energy looks like and feels like. If you have to explain energy, if you have to explain the laws of the universe that you know, if you have to explain spirituality and, you know, why you only talk to certain people and why you follow, what do you mean you follow spirit's voice and it brought you here? Like, that's weird. That's not the one. The person, I'm hearing the person that you're connecting with, because this is your reading, whoever you are, the person you're connecting with is somebody who gets all of that. who gets all of that, right? And it's for a higher level purpose, a spiritual purpose in this. Yeah, Two of Wands. What you'll discover when you meet this person they're showing is that you guys come from different places, and the different places is showing up in a couple of different ways. Number one is showing up in different geographical locations, but it's also showing up in different spiritual locations. Like you both had a different spiritual starting point, right? And then it was like you both had this journey. I'm seeing a parallel journey where as you get to know each other, what you're going to find is there's been a lot of parallel journey experiences. Like if this one had an experience that looked like that, you also had an experience that looked like that. If something happened to them around this age, something like that happened to you around that age. This is the kind of stuff you're going to discover in this connection, because what they're showing me is Spirit has been training you both simultaneously for this connection. But that won't be revealed until you get into the connection and you actually start to really get to know each other and each other's histories. Okay. Wow. And so we have a 2 with another 2 below it, 2 of moons, right? Interesting. Because that's 2 of cups energy. And again, each one has their own in order to share. There's balance in this. This is definitely about 2 people. This is definitely about a love connection where there is spiritual connection, where there is passion connection. And you might even, yeah, I see where you have, whether it's in your career or a passion project, those things are aligned as well. So like I do the readings and I do the sound baths and I do nails and art stuff, right? So this person could be an art curator at a museum, or this person could be a Reiki healer, or this person can work with a health spa, stuff like that, where it kind of, it aligns and it flows and one complements the other. I'm seeing that as well. Anywhere where why I'm getting medical, like anywhere where you have somebody has a medical career, like I'm getting doctor energy, and this person is also a doctor or head nurse, something like that. So, you know, very specific sidebar for somebody. Okay, so let me see what else. And the King of Moons, so this is King of Cups energy. This person is an emotional master. They don't get controlled by Mercury retrograde or full moons or anything else like that, because they have so much emotional intelligence that they know how to check themselves and how to redirect their energy and to stay in their emotional mastery. At the same time, when this person chooses to love, they love with wholeness. They don't love through restrictions and filters and programs and boundaries. This person, when they decide that it's right and they open up their heart to love, they come with all they got all the time. And I'm hearing it's a never-ending torrent. It's a huge, wide stream of love that never gets exhausted, because this person has really mastered that. I heard, but you've got the same quality, okay? And the Hangman. This person had to sacrifice a lot to get into this position, to become who they are. This person has lost a lot, and this person has been, they've been slipped on this person so much. A lot of people have accused this person of having darker intentions, motives, or ways of being, but that's because they couldn't see. They could not see who this person really is. They could not see this person's real energy because they were not meant to. This person was cloaked for a long time. And this person had to have a lot of changes in their own perspective, in their own mind, in the way that they showed up and who they did it for. Not so much, they're saying, not so much the way they showed up, but because of who it was, they did have to control the flow. They're showing me, with them being King of Water energy, they're showing me like the water hose, certain tasks with the water hose. Like if you're watering a little baby plant, you might not want to have the thing all the way on because it would just smash it, right? They're saying this person had to learn how to give a little bit when a little bit was necessary, a medium bit when a medium bit was necessary, and a huge bit when the huge bit is necessary. I heard, but there's not a lot of reasons for them to open that full throttle up. There hasn't been a lot of reasons for them to open up full throttle because everybody can't handle that. So this person had to learn, like, after having smashed enough little baby plants, quote unquote, okay, as this example is showing, they had to learn to dial it back a little bit to measure it out more sparingly. And I'm hearing that's one of the things they're going to actually be able to really see you because of. Because there's something that in your conversation, as you get to know one another, that tunes them into the fact that they don't have to dial shit back with you. They could just go full throttle. Finally, they're showing me a horse that's been in a very small corral. And when it finally gets to get out of the cage and run with all their force, how good it feels to their body and to their muscles, and it excites them. And that's what the energy does for this person, because they have had to sacrifice their full throttle for a long time in order to be delicate with the ones that they didn't want to crush, because they could have came out and just crushed people, but this person has some tact. They have some tact and they're not trying to crush people. And they're showing me a lot of this really applies in spiritual awareness. Like this person could come in and say some things that will shatter a person's brain and have them go into a mental health institution. But they didn't do that. And there's a lot of conversations where they could never speak as freely and as wisely as they're able to with you, because they had a lot of wisdom, but they can never really show it to the ones that have been around them. So that lets me know that this person has had a very isolated experience. Even if there were so many people around them, this person has learned that, you know, I can't just give what I am and share what I know and give all my love to everybody, because they don't know what to do with it. And so they're when they meet you, that's one of their favorite things, is they don't have to limit themselves. They could just show up fully in their energy and be who they are, because you can take the heat in the kitchen, baby. It ain't too hot for you. I heard you could take the heat, you could take the ice, you could take it all. Or you're very versatile. 4 of stars. Yeah, this is a confirmation of what I just said. First up, see how the hand is closed. They had to close their energy down some in the past. And as a result, like, their heart hasn't been able to fully express itself either, because again, people weren't ready for it. Queen of stars. All that did was give them a greater skill. Yeah. They're showing me a person who's just learned how to drive a car. And a lot of times when somebody's just learning how to drive a car, they do this jerking, too much gas, not enough gas, right? They slam on the brakes because they don't understand the pressure. This person learned how to regulate, how to ease on the gas, ease on the brake, when to hit it harder, when to slam on it, when to smooth, right? How to make that smooth transition so you ain't jerking and getting a fucking whiplash at every go and every stop. And so they learn how to drive their energy very successfully. In doing so, I'm hearing that actually improved their lot in life, their state in life. It improved their finances. It improved their health. It improved their connections, because what happened was only the more aligned connections could say, this person isn't completely alone. Yet and still, they have to be mindful of how much gas they put on this energy when they show up with people. The 3 of moons. Yeah, this person, I heard this person has said to themselves, you know what? I have friends that I have always gotten along with. We always have a great vibe. We've never had any problems. I know this is possible. I know things are coming together. I'll keep my heart available and wearing it on my sleeve, but I'll keep it regulated. And this person knows that it's got to be a friendly energy. This person knows that whoever they connect to has to be a friendly energy. And that's what they find in you. That's the first thing they find with you. It's a friendly energy. I can have this conversation. Yay. This person also gets the stuff about the energy. Oh, they can talk chakras. They can talk universe. Yay. They feel like it's a win. Yay. They feel like they just crossed the winning line because they can actually be themselves. You know, they can express themselves without being offensive or confusing. Yay, yay, yay. It feels like a lot of yay in your energy field. It feels like, wow, finally, somebody that all the way gets it too. Yay. Okay. And then we have the title card, and it feels like universal orchestration. It feels like alignment. It feels like planetary alignment. It feels like there's something in your chart that is actually highly aligned about your moon signs. Your moon signs have a great alignment. And they showed me opposite moon signs. Opposite moon signs, which means the opposite moon signs, I don't know what the books say about it or nothing like that, what online is going to say about it, but what they're showing me is like emotionally, each of you has what the other needs. There's a very balancing energy with the opposite moon signs, okay? And the Queen of Moons, again. So Queen of Cups, this has all happened because you become receptive. They're switching to you now. It's all happening because you have become receptive. You're willing to see beyond what you had seen before. You're willing to see what else this universe has for you. You're willing to see what else could happen in romantic connections. You're willing to see, you know, what's out there. The other day we were talking about deep sea fishers and how they use the viewfinder and they can only see what's on the viewfinder as far as fish in the sea, but they can't see what's just outside of it. And this is like, well, I'm willing to see what else the universe is aware of that's here for me that I did not even know would fully delight me. And then with the Page of Wands, it's like this is showing up with opportunities for you. You get spurs of ideas. Spurs. Okay, they showed me cowboy spurs. It's the little pointy part on their boots. Okay, so there's something about that. I don't know why, but yeah, sidebar message for somebody, a confirmation. But this is giving me, you know, that gotta take a dump urge. Like spirit is saying, hey, go over here. And, you know, and it's because you're receptive now. You're more receptive to that inner voice because you didn't listen to it enough times. That it got real cozy, it got real familiar, you got to recognize it. You're like, the last time I had this kind of an urge, I didn't listen. And boy, I wished I did. So this time it's happening. I'm going, okay? 10 of Swords. And that is your final answer. There's nothing that comes in between you and listening to that gotta take a dump urge. When you get that spirit, it's a spiritual hit. It's an intuitive hit. It's a urge. It's a craving to go somewhere, be somewhere for a reason. There is no questioning it. There is no more doubt because you did that before. And you counted yourself out when you did that. Out of some time, out of some finances, out of some goods, out of something, right? That you didn't have to count yourself out of, but whatever. That's the cost you paid to be a boss because now you know. Now you know. And so now you don't question it anymore. Yeah. 8 of Swords. Again, confirming that you've been through a spiritual situation like this before. But the 8 of Pentacles is about dedicated effort. And so this is like, now that you've done this enough, you've got it. I'm seeing the definition from the Hermit Tarot, the Hermetic Tarot, where it talks about you have the Lord of Perfected Work. That's the name for the 8 of Pentacles in the Hermetic Tarot. The Lord of Perfected Work. And so as you've done this task many, many times, what task? The task of interpreting what that voice is saying, getting that urge and ignoring it enough times and then trying it out a couple times and finding out you were right. Oh, it's happening again. Here I go. Here I go. Okay. Page of Stars. And the reason that it's happening, you now understand that it's guiding you to a real life experience, something that you could taste, touch, or feel, okay? And that's exactly what it's taking you to. And then we have the 7 of Wands. 7 of Wands. It's a path. They're saying your human brain doesn't understand. They're saying the human brain, the computer brain, cannot compute unknown factors. Why are we fucking doing this? So they're saying as you take this gotta take a dump urge and follow it through. One of the things that's going to happen is The computer brain is going to try to rationalize it and make sense of it, and it's not going to be able to. But again, you've had this happen enough times that you know how to push past the hesitation and you don't doubt it anymore. That 10 of Swords that came out. You don't doubt it anymore. You don't question it anymore. You know that something really big is happening, really spiritually confirming at the very least, okay? 3 of Swords. You know you disappointed yourself when you didn't listen because the computer brain started feeding you the already programmed information that your brain had already consumed and you didn't listen before, and that you're like, dang. You mean I could have met Janet Jackson had I gone to Piranhas that night? Yes, like literally later I found out Janet Jackson was at the fucking Piranhas and I had the urge to go and I didn't listen. And she was just hanging out in the VIP. If I didn't meet her, I would have at least seen her live. You know, I love Janet. It's like that. You mean I would have saved a whole hour off of my trip had I taken the back street like I had that crazy? Yes. Yes. So you've had that happen enough. 8 of Wands. So again, it happened that way so many times so that when it's time to fire that arrow, when it was time to launch, you would hit the target. You would hit the freaking target. Even if it didn't make sense to the computer brain. Yeah, even if it didn't make sense to the computer brain, because computer brain is not knowing that spirit is bringing you together. This is a happy beginning. Spirit is bringing you to the happy beginning. You know, the beginning of every beautiful relationship always starts out as like, oh my God, butterflies and all the excitement and all that. So this is that feeling with the Lover's card energy. And it's meant and destined to happen by surprise with the Tower and the King of Swords. It has to do with you being able to listen to that internal guidance, to receive the download, which is that gotta take a dump urge, is that definitely a download, and receive it with the crown intact. Remembering that when you have a craving, and when you get this information, that the computer brain has no known information for unknown information, error cannot compute. Oh, that's because it's divine information. It's being delivered from the spirit self, not from the physical self, the intellectual self, the rational self. It's not supposed to make sense because it's new information, okay? Page of Moons, Page of Cups. This has to do with your desire, with your innocent and pure desire that you have not put so much resistance on, okay? And the Knight of Swords, Knight of Pentacles. This is a desire that's been on your heart for a long time. And for a long time, your angels have guided you. Your ancestors, the angel self, the divine part of you has guided you on what to let go of and what to hold on to keep consistently moving in the direction of that goal, because it had to grow in the energy. It had to bake, right? 8 of Cups. The Spirit showed you what to let go of, what not to hold on to, like that past love, right? The 2 of Swords, because that past love was going to kill this idea if you stayed too long. So you got guided even to leave the devil behind. In other words, to leave that past situation that they talked about you releasing, you had to face your fears. Your fears could have been, you know, maybe I'll be alone forever. Maybe nobody else will be into me. Maybe my finances will get messed up if I don't stay with this person, you know, because maybe they're contributing financially or whatever it is. Whatever it was, your fears, the ego, the thing that was controlling you. Some of you literally broke a curse to let go of this past person. And that created change in your world. 2 of Stars energy. That created balance in your world. And that balance was created when you did leave that person, that situation out. 5 of Pentacles, 5 of Stars, out in the cold. Yeah, when you feel like all was lost, that's when what you valued most, what was revealed, and that was you, the Wheel of Fortune. Look at, you got your angel wings, you got the ring, come full circle, okay? And you knew who you were. And Wheel of Fortune, you changed your life cycle. 6 of Moons, 6 of Cups, because of what you did in the past. 9 of Swords, okay, that past person, they're saying the 9 of Swords, past person, you were afraid. You had to face those fears. It's had everything to do with anxiety, fear of being alone, fear of not having enough, okay? King of Wands, but you took action anyways. With the Crown, again, You were guided intuitively, spiritually to take a course of action. You followed through. You did what it said. 3 of stars, and you worked with it, okay? And they are showing me Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo energy on this. They all got little hand tattoos. Anyone who has a hand tattoo like that, heavy confirmation, yeah. But the 3 of stars, you worked with the energy that was thrown your way instead of rejecting it. Like, and part of working with the energy could have been rejecting another person or rejecting that situation. But in order to reject it, you had to accept it. You had to realize what it was in order to move on from it. Okay, 4 of moons. And this has to do with saying no, thank you. No, thank you. Okay. Knight of moons. About somebody else's interest in you. They want you. Oh, I want to apologize. Well, that's fine. You can apologize. I'll accept your apology, but no, we're not getting back together. No, we're not staying together. And no, we're not doing this, okay? 5 of swords, because there's too much battling. Our mind, we don't have the same ideas. We're counterproductive. Our principles are different. And you fucking fight and argue too much. I'm good. So that's